friends, we are on lesson 131. Go ahead and pull out 131 and we will get started. Okay, so the first direction says draw a 9 centimeter line segment. So we're going to go to the centimeter side of our ruler. Now don't forget, on side A you have your pencil in your hand and we are writing down notes together. That means you're writing down everything that I write down. 9 centimeters is right there. Measure this line segment using centimeters. That one is 5 centimeters. I didn't show that to you. Okay. Number 1. Each child in Ms. V's class had 3 pencils. There are 7 children in the class. Draw a picture to show the children's pencils. So there are 7 kids and each one has 3 pencils. And we need to figure out, here's the question, how many pencils do the children have all together? So all together means we're adding up groups of pencils, right? So 7 children, let's draw 7 desks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each one has 3 pencils on their desk. And so you can draw tallies for the pencils, or you can draw number 3. It's up to you, however you like to think about it. So the number sentence could be 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Or it could be 7 times 3. You can choose how you want to do it. I'm gonna do it like this. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Equals. Now, the other way I could have written it is 3 times 7. Or 7 times we wrote 3. You can do it either way with multiplication. You can flip them just like with addition. So we can do 7 times 3 or 3 times 7. So if we add these up, it's going to be the same as if I say 7 plus 7 plus 7. Okay? The answer is 21. And what were we counting? Let's go back. How many pencils? We were counting pencils. Use the Venn diagram to answer the questions. Which letters on the graph have only parallel line segments? So remember, we don't need to know on this one, they told us, I see. So parallel lines are lines that go side by side, never crossing, never looking like they're going to cross, just like railroad tracks, right? Like the 2 L's in parallel. So parallel segment letters, or letters that have parallel segments in them, are in this circle right here. And letters with perpendicular words are in this circle right here. And you'll notice some letters have both. They're right in the middle. And they are technically in both circles. So they have both parallel and perpendicular lines. So which letters on the graph have only parallel? Well, if it's only parallel, that means we can't count the things that have both. We're just going to count these 3. Which letters have perpendicular line segments but not parallel line segments? And now we're going only perpendicular. That's just these 2, not these. Which letters have both parallel and perpendicular line segments? So now we're looking for both. 1, 2, 3, 4. Round each number to the nearest 10 and add the rounded numbers. Now, we've done this a few times, but this is a tricky enough thing that if you want to open your journal to this page, it can help you. So we're going to do 57. I'm going to do a reminder on here, and then I won't make you do the rest out of here with me. 57, we're going to look at the 7. Now, 57 is where on here? It's between what two tens? Between the 50 and the 60, right? It's right about here. It's between a 50 and a 60. And 7 is 5 or greater, so 7 tells us we go down to 60. Okay, so you remember that process. Let me erase real quick here. So 57 was between 50 and 60, and 7 told us to go to 60. 12 is between 10 and 20, and the 2 tells us to do what? 2 doesn't get all the way up to the 5, so the 2 goes back to the 10. Now they want us to add the rounded numbers. 60 plus 10 is 70. Now if we added these two numbers, it would come pretty close to 70. 43 is between 40 and 50, and the 3 tells us to go down to 40 because it's lower than 5. And 21 is between 20 and 30, and the 1 tells us to go back down to 20 because it's lower than 5. 40 plus 20, 4 plus 2 is 6, 0 plus 0 is 0, 60. Double the value of these coupons. So 30, double means add it to itself, right? So 30 plus 30 is what we're doing. 0, 6. So 60 cents. Now we're going to double 25. If you have counted quarters before, you know how to double 25. Remember 25, 50, 75, 100. 25 and 25 is 2 quarters. 25, 50. $50. 8 dimes, 16 pennies equals 9 dimes, and how many pennies? So it looks like we added a dime on. So that means they took this 10 out of the 16 and they traded 10 pennies for 1 dime, and they added it onto the dimes. So now they had 9 dimes, and how many pennies did they have left? 6, right? That guy right there. Find the answers. Now pay attention. They're going to switch up the signs on you. So let's do this one first. I don't think we need scratch paper for this one. 9 plus 3 is 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 goes down, 1 goes up. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 1 more is 8. And don't forget to put a cent sign on it because you are adding money. Now we're going to subtract, but I notice there's a bigger bottom. Bigger bottom got to borrow, right? So we go to the neighbor, borrow 1, and bring it back home. Now we have 17 take away 9, and that's 8, and 4 take away 2, and that's 2. And that is cents. Okay, 68 plus 52. Now, I don't like adding this way for most problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scratch paper, or if I feel like there's enough room, I'll write it here. So we're going to do 68 plus 52. And I misplaced my graph paper, or I ran out, I'm not sure which. And if you ever do that, take your notebook paper and turn it sideways and use these lines for your columns, okay? It helps a lot in math. 8 plus 2 is 10. 0 goes down, 1 goes up. 6 plus 5 is 11, and 1 more is 12. 120. Now it's 120 cents. So you have a choice to make here. You can either put a cent sign after it, which is correct, or you can make it into $1.20. And you do that just by going 2 numbers in and putting a decimal point. Because anything more than 100 cents becomes $1 or $2 or $3, however many dollars. Anything more than 99 cents, I should say. If it becomes 100 cents, then it changes into $1. So you could do that either way. 73 take away 41. Now this one I'd be more comfortable, since there's no borrowing, to show you how to do it side to side. So first we subtract the ones places. The 3 take away the 1. Those are both in the ones places. 3 take away 1 is 2. Now we're going to subtract the tens. We're going to go 70 take away 40. You could also think of it like 7 take away 4. And that's 3. And then we put a cent sign on it, and we're good. Now if you have borrowing and it's side to side like that, or carrying like something higher, you know, like 10 or higher, I would write it on scratch paper. But if it's a simple one, you could do it that way. There you go. Have a good afternoon. Take a picture of your scratch paper and hand it in with your side B. If you use scratch paper, and hop on Zoom if you have any questions, or send me an email. Have a good night.